Alright, so I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna do journal first, I guess. So it's January 29th, 2018. I am 36 for another month. I'm still having pain in my leg and my back and my neck, my wrist. And so I went to see a rheumatologist. The rheumatologist said that it might be something called ankylosing spondylitis. And he had an MRI done, which I had to go do, obviously. That was inconclusive. And so now they're going to put me on a medication for 3 months that it's only going to make me feel better if what I have is ankylosing spondylitis, because ankylosing spondylitis is an autoimmune disorder that attacks your joints. And it's in the same category as things like a rheumatoid arthritis. But I'm negative for the rheumatoid arthritis tests. And so basically, if this medication makes me feel better, I have an autoimmune disorder. And as weird as this may sound, I'm really hoping that I have this disorder, because my pain is becoming a big problem for me. It's depressing, and there's a lot of things I can't do, and it's uncomfortable, etc., etc. So even though hoping this medicine works means that I'm literally hoping that I have an autoimmune disorder and have to take an expensive and possibly dangerous medication for the rest of my life, to me that's better than the alternative of just it being negative, I guess, and me just still having unexplained pain. So that's where I'm at with that. It's Monday. On Saturday, we're gonna leave to go to Padre for 9 weeks. Sorry, when I said that, I sprang to mind like 10 different things that I need to do to get ready to go. I need to remember to bring a tripod with my camera gear so I can continue to occasionally do these journals and things like that. We're going down there to try and escape allergy season so that kiddo won't have to use as many breathing treatments and stay inside as much, because last year he couldn't hardly breathe and he couldn't go outside, and it sucked for a little kid, for a little 3-year-old to not be able to go outside during the spring. It's bullshit. So hopefully we'll have fun down there. Hopefully we got an Airbnb. Hopefully it'll be good. And hopefully we will have not shitty neighbors, and hopefully the beach will be fun, and hopefully allergies will be better. And there's a lot of hopefullys, you know. There's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong about this. Let's see. So hopefully all those things will go right instead of wrong. I just finished up restoring the Grandpa's acoustic research speakers. What precipitated that was it had been about 20 years since I refoamed them. And I had never been that happy with the high ranges that I put in them, because they were too modern. They were too good, basically. And the whole point of having a historic speaker is for it to be original. And so just recently a company has newly been recreating pretty well, what's the word I'm looking for? Not genuine, sort of, they're doing their best to recreate the original. It's not exactly like the original, but it's a good attempt at the original driver. And so I got a pair of those and I put them in. I refoamed the drivers, the woofers. I got these new sort of reproduction original AR tweeters, and the mid-ranges are still good. And I made sure the crossovers were good. I had to do some mods to get the new tweeters to incorporate well with the mid-ranges, but I did get that done. I sanded all the paint off of the cabinets. I had a little bit of a funny scare with that. I got one done, And I called my dad and told him what I was doing, and he was like, "Oh, you know, your grandfather painted those. That might be leaded paint." And I was like, "Oh, great. I may have just lost a few IQ points because I've been covered basically in this paint dust." And so I got a leaded paint tester kit on eBay and tested it, and it's fine. It's not leaded. So I went ahead and sanded the other one, and it was a pain in the ass, and I still didn't get all the paint off as well as I probably could have. But you know, they look antique, you know, slightly shitty, I guess is the best way of saying it. But like, the wood underneath was obviously never meant to see the light of day. It's not a veneer or anything. It's just like random shit, like not particle board. It's like plywood, you know. So that could be worse, but I think they look pretty good though, and they're sounding good. They're measuring well. I took a picture of the measurements I took. It didn't require that much EQ with the DSP. But and it's amazing how well I've got this little EL84 amp, and it's only about 12 watts per channel, but it's amazing how well that all works. You can play a 27 hertz test tone at 4% distortion, and it's louder than you want it to be. You know, like you want to turn it down, it's too loud. And so it's definitely, I know that it must have been a marketing thing, but I mean, everybody was saying, "Oh, these ARs are too inefficient to run with tubes. Oh, they're not tube friendly. Oh, you know, you really need a good solid state, 100 watt per channel solid state." And it's like, man, in a medium or small room with 12 watts per channel of tube power, they sound good and get more than loud enough. So I don't think you need a ton of solid state power for these things. But because we're going out of town, Kelly's taking Ari overnight tonight, which is why I have the afternoon off. I went and had a sandwich at the steeping room, had some tea, came home and potted the potato plant, and measured the ARs, and now I was deciding whether or not I wanted to do a video journal or whether I wanted to do a drawing or start a sculpture or something like that. And so decided I'd sit down and talk to the camera for a while. So I think I've come to a conclusion of how I'm going to sort of do my memories journal in Georgetown. I'm just going to start doing it on a person-by-person basis, and so it'll be like the story of Elliot, or the story of Chris, or the story of Mike or Tim, and just go through, you know, everything I can think of those people. Or maybe I'll do places too, like Georgetown High School, or the town square, or the Williamson County Sun, or things like that. That should be a good way to sort of break up the topics, as opposed to just randomly recalling memories. I think that's going to get pretty nasty. Like, that was fine to do when I only had 25 minutes worth of memories from a place because I was 5. But now I'm going to be talking about high school basically, and so there's plenty of shit in there that I remember pretty well. I should probably start writing things down as I remember them so I can have a more organized sort of discussion or talk about these things. But anyway, that'll be my video journal for now. Now I'm going to switch over and do a memories recording.